This video is sponsored by Curio. Curio is an NFT platform running on the Ethereum blockchain, and throughout the month of June it is running its Motel America collection from the TV show American Gods. So let's go and check it out. So this is actually the second collection from American Gods. American Gods, the original fantasy book from Neil Gaiman, now a TV show for Amazon and Starz. And there are these characters dropping in various prices and scarcity models. And if you collect them all, there is also a bonus NFT that you will get. Of course, this is an NFT platform, so even if some of those have dropped and you haven't got them, we can head over to the exchange and we can start to see what is available there. Some of the other fandoms that Curio has been involved with, we can see Scott Pilgrim, Heavy Metal, Concrete Park, and also we can kind of check by pricing, and we can go and have a look at American Gods and we can kind of see what prices are being attracted by these NFTs. So if you're interested in stuff like American Gods, Scott Pilgrim, those sort of kind of graphic novel IPs, check out Curio, and thanks for the sponsorship. Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World Daily with me, John Jordan. So the news we're looking at today is GODS Unchained. GODS Unchained been around since 2018. Did its big card sales, one of the first blockchain games to do a massive sort of pre-sale. Sold millions of at that point they were Ethereum based NFTs. There have been Ethereum based NFTs up to this point, but today everything on the GODS Unchained developer IMMUTABLE has made. So this is actually all the GODS Unchained stuff, the Genesis and Core and promo asset cards, and also EtherBots, which was actually the first project they did back in 2018, where it was a little sort of a robot battling game where you built a robot out of various components and sort of you battled them. Very sort of simple game, very early in 2018 when blockchain games were NFT games were just taking off, but they haven't forgotten about EtherBots. But what they're doing, all the NFTs that are currently running on Ethereum are all now effectively being forked and reminted on the IMMUTABLE X blockchain. So let's dig into this a little bit. So kind of they're just saying here, basically this is going to happen. That all these assets are going to be taken down and won't be tradable. In fact, they won't be tradable ever again on Ethereum, I guess. So, and this is because they're all going to be reminted on IMMUTABLE X. So IMMUTABLE X is the blockchain, kind of a layer 2 scaling solution that IMMUTABLE have been working on for, getting on for, I think, over a year now, really. It's a bit, to some degree, you can think of it a bit like Polygon, the old Matic blockchain. So it's a way of kind of still part of the kind of Ethereum ecosystem, at least at this point. But you can take your assets over to it, and it's much faster and doesn't have any gas, which is obviously a big problem for Ethereum at the moment. So what's happening here is all these assets from all these for these two games at least are all going to be recreated, reminted on IMMUTABLE X. And then when that happens, you can start trading them on the IMMUTABLE X marketplace. So instead of trading them instead of these assets, these NFTs being on the Ethereum blockchain and being traded on OpenSea, they will now all go off to this new blockchain, and you can trade them now on this marketplace. Potentially, I guess other people, if they wanted to, could set up marketplaces on IMMUTABLE X, but at the moment it's going to be the kind of developer's own marketplace. So you won't be able to trade those on OpenSea anymore. So it's interesting to say OpenSea and another marketplace here, Token Trove, will resume trading GODS Unchained assets once the integration is complete. But actually, these assets are just become aesthetic assets that you can't use them in the game. So in order, if you do have GODS Unchained assets, what you need to do, well, you need to link your wallet to an IMMUTABLE X, to the IMMUTABLE X blockchain. So I haven't done this yet, but I imagine it's like Polygon. So your wallet address will be the same on IMMUTABLE X as it is on Ethereum, but it's running on a separate blockchain. I think it can conceptually be quite difficult for people to get their head around. You've got kind of assets on different sort of blockchains, and the assets look the same and all that sort of stuff. So I think there is some friction there, some complication, but that's kind of, I guess we're becoming more familiar the more projects that are sort of doing this, coming off Ethereum and going onto another blockchain. It says here, if you link your wallet after the assets are reactivated, simply play a game of GODS Unchained to trigger the minting process. So maybe you don't want to link your wallet right now. Link your wallet maybe, after the minting process happened. So why is this happening? So otherwise you could manually transfer the cards from Ethereum onto Immutable X, but that requires gas. So instead of that, they're just doing it for everyone. All the cards, it's all going to happen to it automatically. So people aren't having to pay the gas fee on Ethereum. And obviously at that point, some people would do it, some people wouldn't do it. You'd sort of get a sharding of the sort of NFT. So they're just doing it all. This does mean, as I sort of pointed out, all owners will have 2 versions of each NFT. So you still they can't remove the versions that have been minted onto Ethereum, but they're reminting them all on Immutable X. And you now have an active NFT and an inactive NFT. So the active NFT is obviously going to be on Immutable X. Oh, I see. So you can actually trade it on Token Trade and OpenSea. So obviously OpenSea and Token Trade are going to be supporting Immutable X, I guess. So there'll be an active NFT which will be run on the Immutable X blockchain. You could have different interfaces into that, but that's the kind of one you play the games on. And then there'll be an inactive NFT. So this will be the one still running on Ethereum. So this might be confusing for people because there may be kind of expensive NFTs on Gods Unchained on Ethereum, and people might be still trading them, but obviously you won't be able to use them anymore, and you won't even be able to transfer them over to Ethereum to the Immutable X blockchain because they've already been reminted. This is sort of one of the complications that you sort of kind of happens with blockchain, I guess. And there's not I think blockchain solves many problems, but also it does create some confusion around where things exist and confusion about what thing is what sort of situation, particularly at the moment where we have all these sort of blockchains launching, all these layer 2 solutions. It absolutely can get confusing. I think in the long run it's sort of better, because if you're going to onboard new players onto get them to play Gods Unchained, you just onboard them straight onto Immutable X, and they never sort of know that stuff was on Ethereum. So I guess it's just this is sort of the pain point of being early into blockchain games. We have to deal with this complexity. We used to deal with dealing with blockchain complexity, so we shouldn't we shouldn't be moaning about it. Just one more thing for us to deal with. In a year's time, when people are just kind of playing blockchain games and don't have no idea they're running on a blockchain or what blockchain they're running on, they'll just log into a game and it'll all happen behind the scenes. So I think that's sort of fine. This is just sort of growing pains. And it's kind of interesting to kind of follow that sort of stuff, even if it becomes sort of irrelevant in a few months' time. So anyway, probably worth doing some videos around Gods Unchained. Not done any for a while. I've not looked at Immutable X even for a while. I did look at it when it was first announced, but probably worth doing some videos around that and seeing how that trading goes on, and hopefully, I guess running on effectively a gas-free blockchain, we would hope to see a lot more, or over time a lot more activity going on, trading activity, and kind of building up a solid community. Because with gas fees very expensive, people just can't be bothered to pay gas fees on very cheap assets. It's fine if you're buying a CryptoPunk at whatever it is, $30,000, but if you're buying like a $5 card, you're not going to pay $10 gas fee. So this is something that is needed. In fact, sort of every blockchain game on Ethereum is sort of looking at this sort of solution, I think, at the moment. Yeah, kind of growing pain. So we'll get over it. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is Blockchain Gaming World, where we spend our time looking at what's going on in this crazy world, trying to make sense of it all. So please subscribe to the channel. But thanks for watching, and see you again soon.